Oh, yeah. Now get on up in here. Y'all wanted me back. I wanted me to start doing these lives on this WNBA. So you know I'm back now. Y'all wanted me. So I'm here. About to do this Thug Thizzle. About to do it for about a good hour. And then we're going to go over there to the Players Club. Claude and Keisha calling these games. But y'all wanted me back. So I'm here now. So we in the building. So let's do this thing. Sit back, relax, and get some of this knowledge. We're about to get the show started.
This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Yeah, let's get it poppin'. James 4th, I'm back. We back, back city. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball droppin'. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball droppin'. You must love us cause you can't stop watchin'. You must love us cause you can't stop watchin'. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball droppin' like it's New Year's Eve. Boy, it's James IV, that's Roman numeral 4 off the top with the intro. What up, K-Sap, no cap, that's the big bro. You know the ladies hold it down for the team. We be the hottest on this YouTube screens. We got sports, media, news, that round table talk. Them other parts ain't got the same sauce. Now, hit us in the chat, but no haters allowed. Send you to the block party, what you gotta say now? We on live, hit us up and subscribe. If you like it to share, show love instead of staring. Man behind the mic, numbers don't lie. Send me a super chat to all that may apply. Ain't no party like an SBD party. Let's get the show started, pull up, everybody. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball droppin'. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball droppin'. You must love us cause you can't stop watchin'. You must love us cause you can't stop watchin'.
Yes. You know who it is. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, K-Sap. What's up? Yeah, it's been a minute, man. I see you, Dre Day, in the building, man. This is all because of you, Dre Day, and we got to keep it going, man. This is all because of you, all the controversy you done started on these YouTube streets, man. But we here for it, man. Once y'all come in the building, do me a favor, drop a like on the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And we back, man. You know, I don't do the live shows no more on the WNBA, but everybody's been calling for me, wanting me to come back, man. So I'm back. But y'all see the title of the show. Caitlin Clark struggles, Angel Reese's impact. It is what it is, man. We got to call a spade, man. And a lot of content creators out there just be lying about any old thing and not keeping it real. But I got to give a shout out to my man Dre Day from Sportsway with Dre Day podcast, man. He set the YouTube streets on fire the other day by posting a video. And with his permission, I advertised it on my channel. And man, the video blew up. The video went viral. And people in the comment sections was in their feelings. A lot of people in the comment sections going off of people's comments, man. They coming in the comment sections. They know who they are. The Caitlin Clark stans was coming in there with racist remarks towards somebody's comment, calling people the N-word, calling people racist, bigots, and things like that. There was a lot of comments that YouTube was under review. I had to go in there and delete them off of there because it was disgusting, distasteful, and it was crazy. And that's what these Caitlin Clark stans do when you critique her game and give a fair analysis. They always want to call you racist. They want to call you anything that they can call you. And it's crazy off of somebody's video and their opinion on how they broke down Caitlin Clark's game. But it's no secret that Caitlin Clark, since she's been in the WNBA, man, she's struggling. I mean, she is struggling mightily to find that three-point stroke that cultivated her stands with all the logo threes and things like that, the step back threes coming down, over half court, shooting up logo threes. They was loving that stuff. But now that stuff is not falling for her, and everybody's making the excuse, talking about the injured back. Okay, she could be injured, but she's not using that as no excuse. She's going out there playing through the back injury. So the crazy thing about it is it's evident that, she struggles from three-point range. Like, she is not an efficient three-point shooter. And the crazy thing about it is, guys, what's very alarming, I know this is first two games, but she's starting off of where she left off last year, shooting the three ball. So when I'm talking about her shooting the three ball, the crazy thing about it is, look at this. She's struggling from behind the arc, guys. In the first two games, man, she's 3 of 16 at 19% from three-point range. And she's struggling. And the thing about Caitlin Clark, man, she can get to the cup. If you've seen the game last night against the LA Sparks, she was getting to the cup. You know what I'm saying? So she can score in different ways, but she got to leave that three ball alone because she's inefficient. She's not able to get to her spot unless she's coming down on the fast break and pulling up. That's where she made her name in college, by coming down on fast breaks, pulling up in the step backs. But them step backs are not working for her. Them step backs are not working for her. Last night, she was getting to the cup. She was able to finish at the rim. That's what she needs to do more of. She needs to drive to the basket. But, Caitlin don't like that physicality because she starts complaining. She complains to the ref about the physicality. So she's going to look for every call. But that's why we said that Caitlin Clark needs to develop that mid-range game. She needs to develop that floater. She got to be a three-level scorer. And I've seen guards in the WNBA that are three-level scorers, such as Paige Beckers. I've seen guards that are more efficient than Caitlin Clark. I've seen guards that can shoot the ball way better than Caitlin Clark from the three-point range. But they giving Caitlin Clark too much. And see, the thing about it is, you got these people on YouTube out there just lying about her skill set. Ever since she's coming to the WNBA, guys, man, she's struggling. She's struggling to get her footing. Last year she set out so many games, and Stephanie White and Indiana Fever made a run last year, one game away from going to the WNBA champion, to the championship. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to tell you that, right? So, you know how they do. They want to put this narrative out there. Just give the ball to Caitlin Clark and get the hell out of the way and let her do everything. But everybody has talked about her defense. Yeah, Caitlin Clark this year, she's averaging 22 points a game. She's averaging 22 points a game. And also, she's averaging them 7 assists, but she's averaging 5.5 turnovers. I think her assist to turnover ratio is 3.2. So to every 3, assists, she's getting 2 turnovers. She's getting 2 turnovers, man. But this the things that they don't want to tell you. That's the things that they don't want to tell you, that, it's a struggle. And when I say it's a struggle, the thing about it is they making it seem like her struggles is not to a point where you got to worry about it. I heard Lisa Leslie say she's not worried about her struggling from the 3-point range because she got more to her game. Yeah, she got more to her game, but she don't utilize it. She doesn't utilize more to her game. And that's the thing. Shout out to my man Dre Day for becoming a member of the Simply Ball Dropping community, man. Appreciate the love and support, man. Yeah, so the crazy thing about it is, I'm going to tell you this, guys. I know it's a lot going on. Somebody said Dennis Rodman's shooting percentage was 52%. But see, that's the thing about it is I think Caitlin Clark got more to her game than just that 3-point range. But see, this is what everybody's so fixated with. Her fans are so fixated with. They want to see her shoot the logo 3. They want Stephanie White to allow her to play like that. But you got to understand something. Caitlin Clark has always been in a system where she was free to do what she wanted to do. But Stephanie White ain't going for that. If you go back and look at Caitlin Clark's college career, some of the, she was highly recruited coming out of high school. And some of the colleges that was recruiting her, she went to them colleges. She wouldn't have been the Caitlin Clark that she was at Iowa. That's just keep it a buck. She wouldn't have been the Caitlin Clark that she was at Iowa. That's the crazy thing about it. She wouldn't have been the Caitlin Clark that was at Iowa. And you guys got to realize that. But, enough of Caitlin Clark, man. Enough of Caitlin Clark. Let's talk about the immediate impact of Angel Reese. Angel Reese's immediate impact with this Atlanta Dream. The Atlanta Dream have started off 2-0 in the season, right? And it's solely because of the defense of Angel Reese and that left-handed flamethrower and Alicia Gray. And Alicia Gray on the season, because I know it's only 2 games in. We only can give you a 2-game sample size. But 2 games in, Alicia Gray is a flamethrower. And if you look at it, we're going to look at these stats, right? Alicia Gray is leading that team at 25 points a game. Angel Reese is leading in rebounds, 15 a game. Jordan Canada, that's one of my favorites. She's a sleeper. She's averaging 5.5 assists. Ryan Howard leads them in steals at 2.0 steals. And then Angel Reese sums it up at 2.0 blocks. Angel Reese is getting blocks this year, guys. She is protecting the paint at all costs. And she's a defensive catalyst. And she is the defensive anchor for that Atlanta Dream team. And she has made an instant impact on what she has done. Now, if you're looking at the Atlanta Dream as a whole, right? So if you look at it through the course of the season, they shooting 40% from the field, right? They're shooting 25.8% from the 3-point range. They need to fix that. They got to be more efficient. But what it is, free throw. They shooting 81% from the free throw line. And they have the best plus minus in the WNBA right now. And they have the best defensive efficiency in the WNBA. We just got to call it for what it is, man. They have the best defensive rating in the WNBA. Why? It's because of Angel Reese. That's the impact that Angel Reese has brought to a Atlanta Dream team that was already poised for stardom, but Angel Reese puts them over the top. And it was some things that Lisa Leslie said today about the teams, because she, Lisa Leslie kind of broke down, some things that she wanted to see, in the course of the WNBA. And she said some things about Caitlin Clark, but also she made reference to some of these teams that are high powered. She said some things about some of the teams that was that was high powered out there. And one of the teams that she made reference to, I know y'all heard her on First Take today, but she made reference to them Atlanta Dream, and she gave Angel Reese her kudos. And let me let y'all hear what she had to say.
So I just laid out the struggles that we saw from Caitlin Clark. Does her three-point shooting concern you at all?
I would never be concerned about Caitlin Clark's three-point shooting. I think it's just a great addition to her game, but she's a great point guard. I think she makes that team better. And we're always talking about Caitlin, but we forget about Kelsey Mitchell, who really is the engine behind.
Now that stop right there. Now I want y'all to hear what Lisa Leslie said. We talk about Caitlin Clark, but everybody forgets about Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell is the engine that makes that team go. I've said this all along. Me personally, I've always thought that Kelsey Mitchell was the best player on this Indiana Fever team. And we'll keep listening to the Hall of Famer.
Indiana, I think they will go as she goes. Caitlin's three-point shot is really just icing on the cake. She has such deep range.
Now, you heard what Lisa Leslie said. They only gonna go as far as Kelsey Mitchell takes them.
Defense is obviously aware of where she is, and so she's getting a lot more pressure out there. And she's a fighter. She's a competitor. I wouldn't be worried about that three-point shot.
Well, should we be worried about the Indiana Fever and what they're going to be able to do this year? What are your expectations for them collectively?
I think Indiana Fever is going to be a solid team. I like that they have Monique Billings now, which had some depth on the inside. I think.
Hey, pay attention. Just pay attention how Lisa Leslie's breaking this down. She said that Indiana's going to be a solid team, but listen to her as the conversation goes.
Kelsey Mitchell is a player who really could possibly win MVP this season because.
Now, listen, you see, she gave Caitlin her kudos and tried to defend Caitlin and say that she's not concerned about the three-point ball not going in. She's not worried about that because she said that's just an extra added incentive. But listen to all the good things that she's saying about Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell can potentially be an MVP. She didn't say that about Caitlin.
She is just that good. She had an awesome game and style of play with her ability to get to the basket, the crossover, the step back, nasty, getting to the rim. Like, she's one of those players that's really unstoppable, and I think she can take them far. But I know there's some other teams that's going to have something to say.
Did y'all see how Lisa Leslie, did you see what Lisa Leslie did? She was talking, she started off giving Caitlin Clark, her praise, gave her flowers because she said it's much more to her game than that three-point shot. Trying to defend Caitlin Clark because she's struggling behind the three-point range. But she also stated that, she can still get downhill and it's just extra. The three-point shot is just extra. But then she went off to have so much flowers to give to Kelsey Mitchell. And when we talked about Kelsey Mitchell as being the best player, we got crucified for it. The Indiana Fever only going to go as far as Kelsey Mitchell take them. And that goes to show last year when they had that playoff run, they went as far as Kelsey Mitchell could take them. And when she went down with that injury, that was done. Because with Kelsey Mitchell in that lineup, look how far they went without Caitlin Clark. Just pay attention to what Lisa Leslie said. Now listen.
Atlanta looking great already coming out. I think adding Angel Reese is a great piece to their team. And then you got to look at Las Vegas Aces. I don't care what anybody say. The champs, no matter what, are always the champs, and that experience is something that you can't buy. And when you look at Kennedy Carter coming off the bench, 25-piece, 27-piece off the bench, like, how was she out of the WNBA? So I think there's going to be so much parity in some areas with some of these new expansion teams. But I still think the Aces, Atlanta, don't forget about the Liberty.
Now, you see how she said the Aces, Atlanta, and the Liberty. That's her favorites. The Aces, Atlanta, and the Liberty. Just look. She didn't throw Minnesota in there. She said the Aces, Atlanta, and the Liberty.
That's where I was going. I was like, wait a minute. You ain't mentioned you mentioned nothing about the New York Liberty. I was like, wait a minute now. Yeah. I didn't hear about them. That's exactly what
you was waiting on. Okay.
That's what I was waiting for.
Sabrina Ionescu, Stewie is back, I think, at peak performance. Another player who always could be in the running for the MVP as well. So I think the league is just in excellent position right now. It's still very early, so I'm not making any predictions, but I'm so excited about the play.
Now, you heard what Lisa Leslie had to say, man. And I know a lot of y'all want to talk about this, so y'all know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. If y'all want to come up on the panel and have a discussion, I'm going to drop the link in the chat, man. So right now, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. If y'all want to come up on the panel, man, the link is in the chat, man, and we can get this thing popping, man. This is what y'all called me back for. Y'all like K-Sap, man. When you coming back, talk this WNBA, man, get up on these panels. So I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. So anybody that want to come up on the panel, man, hit the link. We'll be waiting for you guys. I'm dropping the link in the chat. Yo, what up, Snacks?
What up, Doc?
What's up, man?
What's poppin' with you?
Man, we just trying to, they called for me. They wanted me to come back, man, do this WNBA content, wanted me to drop the panel, get the panels back. So now we got it popping, man. We got Dre Day. He entered the studio, but he went out. But what's going on, man? We talked about Caitlin Clark. We talking about Angel Reese, man. So give your perspective.
Give
your perspective
nothing
on
more
Caitlin Clark.
Exciting than Angel Reese moving to the Atlanta Dream this season. Y'all don't understand how Chicago dropped the ball with Angel Reese. They got two bigs in Chicago in Angel Reese and her cohort, and they took away all their shooters. By Angel Reese going to the Dream, she is not the main focus of the basketball team. Now, Angel Reese can do what she does best without all the pressure. Angel Reese is the double-double queen. Angel Reese is the best, the only record-holding rebound queen in WNBA right now. Nobody's doing what Angel does. But now, being in Atlanta, having a true number one point guard, you know what I'm saying? Having a true shooter. Only thing she got to do is get rebounds and play deep. She going to double-double every night, but now the focus is not on her and shutting her down.
Exactly.
Be your biggest problem on the court. Angel is just another cog in the wheel in Atlanta. Even though she will be the biggest star in Atlanta, she will not be the focal point in Atlanta. When Chicago took Kennedy Carter out the game, that was the dumbest move they could have ever moved. When they moved Adrena Marbury and sent her to Phoenix, that was the dumbest move they could have ever made. Now y'all got Kennedy Carter in LA with the best basketball player in the league, along with Alicia Gray that can shoot the ball. How do y'all think anybody's gonna stop Vegas the next 3 years? Ain't possible. And for all y'all Caitlin Clark fans, y'all need to stop. Caitlin Clark ain't no hooper. Caitlin Clark is a shooter. Caitlin Clark is a defensive liability all the way everywhere on the court. Caitlin Clark is not a hooper. She is a shooter. She can pass the ball. We'll give her that. But on defense, Caitlin Clark's a liability. Caitlin Clark will cost you the game. And Caitlin Clark ain't better than the y'all excuse me because I'm sick. You know, brother got heal. Caitlin Clark is not better than Kelsey Mitchell, if you really want to be honest. Kelsey Mitchell is an all-around baller, a true hooper. And with Caitlin Clark out, The Indiana Fever still went for her in the playoffs. Y'all, I don't talk too much WNBA, but I watch it. I know it. And it is what it is. I ain't gonna even get too deep into this thing.
Hey, look, Snacks, hold that thought for a second, man. I got BD Sports on here. What's up, BD Sports?
Good to see you on here, sir. You've been missing.
They call for me, man. They've been calling for me, man. What you got, BD?
I mean, as far as the Angel Reese stuff is concerned, I said something similar to this, and I got a lot of pushback for it, for saying that Angel Reese should just go to the Dream and play to her strengths and not go out there trying to be, Magic Johnson like. She didn't need to average 20 points a game this year. The real key is, can we get her for all 44 games? That's what I would like to see, her play all 44 games. So the less usage that we could get out of Angel Reese, if she gets us 25, 30 minutes a game, she's still going to give you 15 rebounds and 12 points. She do that all year long, I'm fine with that, because she on a team now that she could win and a team now that she don't have to carry. We don't need Angel Reese offense. We need her defense, and we need her rebounding.
Yeah, hey, BD,
let them do the scoring.
Hold up, BD. I will say this, because it was highly debated last year when you used to come up on the panel and you used to talk about Angel Reese just needs to go to a team where you didn't need her offense. Just let Angel Reese play her type of game. And you got a lot of pushback. It was a lot of heated discussions, just a lot of heated topics that we talked about. But look, check this out. You're absolutely right, because now she's with a team where she, like Snack said, she's not the focal point. You know what I'm saying? They still got that left-handed flamethrowing Alicia Gray. She averaging 25 a game. Once she sees one go in, she's on a heater. You got a point guard, like Snack said, in Jordan Canada. She's one of my favorites. And you still got Ryan Howard. Naz Hillman, she's been struggling these first two games, but this is a team. They pick each other up. And what Angel said, defense gonna win you these championships. And when the game is in the balance and you need to take over, Atlanta gets stops and is led by Angel Reese on the defensive end, because this year, Angel in the first two games, she's averaging 2 blocks a game. And also, they have the best defensive rating in the WNBA right now. I know it's only a small sample size, but it's just going to get better, because like they said at the post-game press conference, they ain't even played their best yet. And they still pulling games out. I know they played, the Minnesota Lynx without Nafisha Collier. Shout out to Olivia Miles, the way she balled out as a rookie, man. She surprised me. But what was impressive the other night is how they stifled the Dallas wing. How Angel Reese put the seatbelt on Alana Smith. How she strapped her down. 1 of 8 made it difficult for her. And see, that's what people don't understand is Angel Reese. I use this analogy. You remember when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, where he could just go out there and play in space and play freely?
To his strength?
That's what Angel, to his strengths. And that's what Angel's doing right now. I'm not, because a lot of people wanted to see Angel Reese shoot the 3 ball. I don't even need Angel to shoot the 3 ball. But if it's there, have confidence to step up and take it. But now the way she's playing defense, she's holding it. She is the quarterback defensively, and everybody is loving that. Affects his energy, and it's just rubbing off.
KSAP, you remember when I used to complain to y'all last year about Angel Reese reluctance to shoot that 15 to 18 foot mid range when she was shooting 70? When she was shooting 70% from the line. You remember I used to complain to y'all why she don't shoot that shot when she open. Now on the Dream, she's going to be able to shoot that shot when she open. And if she chooses, she don't even got to shoot the shot, because she got people around her to shoot the shot. And she could just play to her strengths. You can no longer take Angel Reese, send her in the post, and send 2 women after her. Mm-hmm. There's too much help now on the outside for all that now. She gets the rebound one-on-one with all of these ladies, and 9 times out of 10, she gonna win that battle. playing to her strengths. I ain't never seen what was wrong with that. All that putting her, trying to make her do all this other playmaking, point forward. Why? When she don't got to do all that.
Hey, I totally
we want to
agree
see
with
her
you.
for all 44 games, and you can't see her for all 44 games if you wear her out on the offensive end and then still expect her to rebound and play the best player on defense, the best big. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally
Can't
agree
have
with that.
both ways.
I totally agree with that.
You got to pick your poison.
And one thing else, the other thing I would say, and then I'll give it back to Snacks. Another thing I would like to say. You remember all this talk about her stat pattern, getting her own rebounds, doing all this me-bounds and stuff like that? Let's put that to bed, because all the 8 offensive rebounds she had against the Dallas Wings, none of them was off of her own misses. They was off of her team's misses. And, she did the too small gesture when she went viral for. She hyping up the Dallas Wings crowd and stuff like that. She a bully on the block. Them rebounds is just hers. So all this notion about her, getting her own offensive rebound, y'all got to put that to bed. Y'all got to put it to bed. She had 8 offensive rebounds the other night, and none of them was off of her shots. It was all off of her teammates' shots, and she just keeping possessions alive. I'll turn it back over to Snacks.
Well, what a lot of people fail to realize is Angel moving to Atlanta now puts her in a comfort zone. It makes her more easy. It's easier for her to play the game the way she likes to play it, right? Because now, by taking away her being the focus of the team, now she's just a member of the team. She can do what she does best: get rebounds, get putbacks, and shut people down inside the paint. Angel is good on defense. Angel is a defensive monster. People talk about Angel's game because she doesn't do layups the way everybody else does. She plays a little bit awkward. You know what I'm saying? Her style of play is not the norm. It's not what you see every other player do.
Exactly.
Like, I got a homeboy who does some of the weirdest crap when we play basketball. He can shoot a shot from half court. He can be spinning around in a circle, and he'll throw the ball, and you will never think that crap will go in, but it always does.
Yes.
He shoots weird. He plays weird, but it works. Just like Angel. They talked about her and her me-bounds, her getting her own rebound. Yeah, sometimes she gonna miss. But long as she's doing what she does, is get her rebound and put it back. But now, with Angel as a team, the Atlanta Dream can be more reluctant to shoot those threes. Be more reluctant to take that shot you don't feel so secure in, because you know you got a monster down there that can get the ball. See what I'm saying? Even though Angel 8 offensive rebounds versus Dallas, well, none of those hers. Those are all her teammate shots. And see, that gives you, as a team, that gives you the confidence to say, hey, I ain't hit this shot all day, but Angel down there.
Exactly.
I ain't got to worry about that rebound. She got it.
Exactly.
And we can just reset the offense, or she gonna put it back. That's what makes Atlanta Atlanta made it to the playoffs last season.
Without Angel.
They going deep in the playoffs this season. Still, Vegas is the team to beat. New York Liberty is the other super squad in the building. Dallas still got some growing up to do. But Atlanta adding Angel, that was a definite piece that was needed, and it allows those ladies to play so free and just play basketball and don't worry about the rest of it. because she got it covered.
Totally agree with that. And the crazy thing about it is, it's a lot of things that we got to keep our eye on, man. And BD, we lost him, but he made some great points about Angel. I mean, she can just go out there and just play, and the focal point is not on her. Because when Angel Reese goes to the bench, you still got them dogs out there. You know what I'm saying? And he's basically saying that Angel needs to stay healthy, 25 to 30 minutes a game. That's all you need to utilize her for, because I think the team around her is sufficient enough to compete without her being on the court. She just out there. She just a cold-blooded assassin out there, man. I think she makes everything work, and I think Alicia Gray is benefiting from what Angel Reese brings to the table, because now the whole Atlanta Dream team is playing defense, and that's because of Angel Reese. That's her calling card. She has been talking and communicating, letting people know where to go, where to be, and it's impressive to see. But this is crazy, man. Let me go to these comments real quick, man. Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. Worst thing that can happen is Dream get to the finals before the Fever.
That's gonna happen.
That's what I said. That's gonna happen. But see, Dre is normally a guy that loves controversy.
They only here to cause confusion.
Dre be causing so much confusion on these YouTube streets, man. It is crazy. Hold up. What MSL says, Smesco disagrees with you guys. He was most excited to talk about all the stuff that Big Dog claims she doesn't like or want. Atlanta's guards are not that good when it comes to pay. Man, Jordan Canada, come on, man. I disagree with that, MSL. Any other time you have good points, man, but I disagree with that one. All right, go ahead, Snacks.
Yeah. Those girls, those ladies, those ladies don't have to be extra. It's what people are going to find out about the Dream during the season. Is that by playing in this comfort zone with Angel being the new piece, they're still getting used to each other. They're still finding each other's rhythm. By game 15, you're going to see a whole different Dream team. That Atlanta team is not going to look the same as it looks right now. Let them get a few more games and learn each other. Learn each other the way you play the game and how you move in space. See, those are things that you can't do in practice. These things need to happen as the season unfolds. You likes to move around the court. And all of them have to get used to each other, and they have to move in that rhythm to where Angel gets to understand where her teammates like to shoot from, where she can pass the ball to when she gets the rebound, where Angel likes to receive the ball on the block instead of just trying to figure it out. And during the season, all these things are going to work itself out. And that's when you'll see that rhythm kicking in as a team. You will see these ladies starting to respond to each other. You'll see the ball moving before you see the player move. You'll see the anticipatory plays, and you'll say, well, how in the hell did she know she was going there? Because now we're one unit. We're a body, and we're moving together. And y'all just wait. Give them a few more games. LA, with their new addition, oh my God. I ain't gonna even get on LA, dog, because I don't know who's gonna beat them. That's a scary sight.
Yeah. With Kennedy Carter in the fray. But go ahead, BD. What you got, man? I know you dropped off and came back, so what you got? Can't hear you.
You muted, dog.
You're muted.
I apologize. I had a phone call.
Oh, that's okay.
I wanted you to highlight the next comment.
Which one?
Because this is what grind my gears. The one that says the Atlanta Dream is going to need Angel offensive skills. Stop trying to reduce Angel to just a rebounder. She is a two-way player that is dominant on both ends of the floor. To that, I say this. Nobody is trying to downplay Angel Reese's overall talent. All I'm saying is we know what her strengths are. Let her play to her strengths. I don't understand why that bothers y'all so much to watch her play to her strengths. Why she got to score 20 points a game on the Dream? Why? Somebody tell me why, because I don't understand why she needs to average 20 points a game and be just this superstar scorer on the Dream. Why? Can you tell me why, K-Sap? Because I don't understand why.
Hey, listen. This is look. It's crazy. I know how people can get about Angel Reese, right? But y'all gotta understand something. She has already came to the Atlanta Dreams. They already have enough offensive firepower. Angel Reese don't have to be the focal point of their offense, man. Angel Reese is comfortable at what she's doing. I've seen too many narratives already with the Atlanta Dream that they're not passing Angel Reese the ball. That is crazy. Angel Reese has a squad around her. She has Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Jordan Canadle, Naz Hillman, and you got Pal Pal coming off the bench. And then you still got Okot coming off the bench.
And you're going to have Brianna Jones coming back.
So, I mean, this thing like BD's saying, Angel, I mean, I know y'all want Angel. Don't make it all about Angel, guys.
But that's what I was trying to tell him. Now she doesn't have to be the focal point of the team. Y'all need to understand that. She doesn't have to be the dynamic player. She doesn't have to be the scorer. She can just do what she does best. Block shots, rebound, put the ball back in the goal.
But see, when you say that, they say, oh, you're putting her in the box. That's all she good. No, we're not saying that's all she good for. But when you are the greatest at something, that's different from just being good at something. We got to understand something here, people. Angel Reese is the greatest rebounder the W has ever seen. That is one of one. You're not going to see that again. And if that's her strength, you have to play to that. I hate to bring up an NBA reference, right? But if you remember the 2004 Pistons, that team didn't have a star player on it, right? And it was built around somebody who didn't score the basketball. Ben Wallace was not an offensive threat. He made his bones playing defense and rebounding, and they built the team around that man and won a title. You can't tell me y'all can't do that for Angel Reese. Ain't no way y'all can't tell me that. I can't tell me that. Not trying to hear that.
Man, it's crazy, man. I mean, the narrative's already started 2 games in with the Atlanta Dream, and everybody wants to make it all about Angel Reese, man. This is a team game. The WNBA is a team game. You need everybody to do their job. What Angel Reese is bringing to the table is what the Atlanta Dream needed. They needed somebody to hone in on defense, rebound the ball at a high clip the way she does. Her offensive skill set is going to take care of itself. Angel Reese doesn't have to come down and jack up shots. That's why she don't take a lot of shots. And y'all keep on saying, I've seen people saying, oh man, you know, they missing her and all this. They not passing her the ball. We can't start with that this year, guys. The Atlanta Dream is going to be all right, man. This team is 2 games in. Angel Reese is in a new system with new players. And like I said, I don't get in an uproar until it's, I told y'all this last year about the Chicago Sky. I wasn't going to judge the Chicago Sky until they was like 10 to 12 games in. And when the Atlanta Dream get 10 to 12 games in, we're going to see it all starting to come together. And the crazy thing about it is all this stuff that y'all said about Angel Reese, she need the ball. And Angel Reese is happy in Atlanta. She's not complaining and she's not throwing her teammates under the bus. She loves her teammates Things are going to work out, guys. Y'all got to give it some time. Stop trying to make it all about just give Angel Reese the ball and get the hell out the way. Nah. Angel Reese is going to be all right. Angel Reese is still going to average. She's going to end up averaging 15 and 15 this year. And that's all you need from Angel Reese. 15 and 15, and she's going to increase them blocks because she is dedicated down there on that defensive end, and that's not going to stop.
Well, they just gotta wait. Just like I said, game 2 and game 15 gonna look completely different as a squad. As a squad, they're gonna look different. You gotta give
Hold up,
them
Snacks.
a
Hold up,
chance.
Snacks. Hold up. Let's clear this up. We never said Angel don't have to score. I don't think nobody's saying Angel don't have to score. I'm saying Angel Reese will still average 15 and 15. Angel Reese don't, like BD said, Angel Reese don't have to go out there and score 30. But if it happens, it happens. But she don't have to be the focal point. What happened in Chicago? Just like Snack said, when Kennedy Carter left that court, the focal point was on Angel Reese. And that's when the team would hone in on Angel Reese and try to frustrate her. But you can't do that with the Atlanta Dream, because if you focus in on Angel Reese, Alicia Gray gonna kill you. Ryan Howard gonna kill you. Nas Hillman gonna kill you. Them people are gonna kill you. Bree Jones, when she gets back from the knee injury, that is gonna kill you. But then if you focus on Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, that's when Angel Reese can go to work. So you got a multiplicity of scorers out there that can put the ball in the basket. The Chicago Sky didn't have that last year. They didn't have a multiplicity of people that could put the ball in the basket outside of Cardoso, Angel Reese, and sometimes Ariel Atkins. And we saw the downfall. But right now, the Atlanta Dream, let's give it 10 to 12 games, guys. Let's stop jumping the gun on, these narratives out there about they need to give the ball to Angel Reese. Angel Reese is fine. Angel Reese is she's an impact. She's a bully on the block. And you saw that in the Dallas game, getting rebounds, telling these little misfits barbecue chicken, and she's going up and she's scoring at a high clip.
She was doing something else too, K-Sap.
What's that?
That a lot of people tend to forget. Remember, I used to tell you this all the time last year. Angel Reese is also the best screener in the WNBA.
Exactly.
She created about 14 points just off setting screens.
And you got
opening the lane up for Jordan Canada, opening the lane up for Nas Tillman. But people don't pay attention to that. I done said, how many times have I said this on your show, K-Sap? But nobody seems to listen to that. Like, that's not a part of basketball. And when you're the best at something and you could put females on their ass from a screen and open up a whole lane for somebody to drive through, like, that's the deal right there for me.
And listen, BD, I'm glad you said that, because if you pick up on the nuances of a basketball game, right? What's important? Listen, and the reason why I'm glad that you pointed that out about Angel Reese setting screens. What is the big issue that these Clarkies are having over there in Clarkieville, talking about Aaliyah Boston needs to set better screens for Caitlin Clark and stuff like? See, that's the stuff that goes missed. And when you brought that out about Angel Reese, knowing how to set a screen, knowing how to roll to the basket, knowing how to create shots for others, Angel Reese is the ultimate team player. Angel, if you look at the last two post press conferences, Angel Reese is totally happy. She likes it. Her and Alicia Gray was talking about the game at the end of the Minnesota Lynx game when they talk about who block was better, Alicia Gray or Angel Reese. Angel Reese was trying to give the kudos to Alicia Gray, but Alicia Gray was
they both were excellent plays, by the way.
But
both of those
Angel Reese was the game-winning block.
Right.
Alicia Gray was the block of Olivia Miles, stopping her getting from the basket, but they had another opportunity, and Angel stopped it when it mattered. That's why I said, you got Alicia Gray out there playing defense too. They out there competing. But the thing about it is, like you said, BD, man, like this offensive stuff, man, Angel's offense gonna come. It's
Yeah,
gonna
because
come.
she's gonna have a ton of space to work with. Like
Exactly.
again, KSAP, we talking basketball, right? I hate to get into the X's and O's and all that other stuff, but sometimes I feel like I need to do that so folks can understand this isn't about Angel Reese's talent and what she can or cannot do. This is about her just fitting into a system where she can excel and for me, play all 44 games.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hey,
Because that's what I want to
MSL,
see
man.
the
Hit the link,
most.
MSL. MSL, come up on the panel, MSL. I need to hear you out, man. Hey, don't be scared to come up on my panel.
Oh,
I
he
see
not
you on
scared.
I know. I see him on the Players Club and Cut the Ish all the time and Bro Club. Come up on this panel, man. It's hot and heavy over here, man. Because look, we just not gonna agree with you. We gonna give you pushback. So you come up on this panel. Come on, MSL. You my guy. Let's do it.
But yeah, like all the little things that people don't appreciate, I appreciate. As you know, looking from a basketball from a technical standpoint and the ability to set a screen that creates points. And you don't see it on the stat sheet, unfortunately. But if there was a stat for it, Angel Reese would probably lead the league in that. You know what I'm saying? Like the little things. We got to look at the little things, man.
And see, I mean, I can respect that, BD, because I go back and listen to all the stuff that we talked about in the past when it had concerns around Angel Reese and some of the things that's been said.
Oh yeah, y'all used to treat me bad on here. Y'all used to time me out, throw me off the panel, all type of stuff.
No, hey, not from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? I let people get theirs off. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, now that it comes full circle, and you got Angel Reese on a bona fide great team, because like you said, Atlanta Dream won. How many games they won last year?
30.
They won 30 games last year. They were 30-14, right? And now
Angel Reese, just her by herself, that gives them +6.
Exactly.
At least
and
that. If we going by analytical standpoint.
Yes. And the crazy thing about it is I can think back to when a lot of people saying that she's just not happy in Chicago. She's not happy in Chicago. Now that she's happy in Atlanta and she has no problem and her teammates support her and she supports her team, now these narratives coming out here, man. When she gets single coverage, just drop her the ball. Man,
because she'll just put her head down.
Yeah, for some reason, Carl Smecko, he got a different, offense drawn up. We don't know what the offense is, but evidently that offense is working.
Yeah, absolutely.
That offense is working. Because
again, you can no longer send two bodies at Angel Reese when she makes that roll to the post. You can't send two bodies at her anymore.
I'm gonna ask
because you're gonna get cooked now if you do that.
Let me ask you a question. How is Alicia Gray and Naz Hillman and Ryan Howard getting all these open 3-point shots? How are they getting all these open 3-point shots? It's because of the fact Angel Reese is down there, and like BD said, you sending two bodies at her, somebody gonna kill you, right? And then you got to look how Jordan Canada against the Dallas Wings, she was the player of the game, guys. She was pushing the pace. She was pushing the tempo. And look, Dallas Wings got two prolific guards over there. They got Paige Beckers and Enrique Umbawale. But Jordan Canada played Enrique to a standstill. And that's the difference. A lot of people say, hey, Jordan Canada, her court vision ain't that great. She's averaging 5 assists. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Hey, shout out to Coach Flowers, 1204 for the $5 super chat. Angel has the highest IQ on the team. She's just taking it one game at a time. The ball will be hitting the post soon in a matter of time. Thank you. Thank you, Coach Flowers, for the support and the donation. And thanks for that super chat, man. I totally agree with you because of the fact that when you look at basketball, you look at the IQ. Angel's IQ is high. She sees everything that's going on out there, and defensively, she's that Mike linebacker. She's calling everything. But like you said, that ball is going to find the post because now you get 10 to 12 games in, you got to pick your poison. And iron sharpens orange. Thank you, Angela. Iron sharpens. You're going to have to pick your poison.
That part. Yeah. You're going to pick your poison. And then when they start leaving her open on the high post, then she'll just have free reign to just shoot the basketball. And even if she misses KSAP, even if she missed the shots and she have a bad game, they still gonna have to respect the fact that she's taking the shot.
Exactly.
And when they come and play her when she starts taking that shot, that just opens up her playmaking ability because she's not going to hold on to the ball when the defense come running towards her thinking that she's going to shoot it, right? She's going to hit somebody cutting. She's going to see somebody free on the three-point line. It's a whole bunch of shit that's going to open up when that happens 15 games in, 20 games in, when they get tired of running two bodies at her in the post. Just shoot the basketball. And even if she misses
MSL, turn your background noise down.
I did.
Let me get MSL in here, man. MSL, man. Come on, man. Talk to us, man. Come on. Give me what you see.
Well, you know what's so funny? I think we're essentially talking the same thing. I just think the communication that some of us are using, as Kyle Black said, is different than maybe some of the communications that y'all are using. But
okay, I can respect that.
Right. So I think we're talking the same thing. But before I answer any of y'all questions, I just want to ask y'all this. It is not a trick question. If you know, you know. If you don't, then I'll just say it. What was Carl Smesco most excited about when he did those 2 or 3 press conferences about getting Angel Reese? Do you guys remember?
I only watched the first one. I didn't watch the second or the third one.
Give it to us.
Well, he said, and the chat can confirm or disagree. I think they'll all confirm.
I probably can confirm. I just want to know the point that you made.
Basically, he didn't want to talk about the rebounding. He was just like, yeah, she can rebound. We know she's great. He said, what I'm most interested in is her versatility, have her on both sides of the pick and roll, have her screening, have her ability.
Okay, stop right.
Let me use the proper term.
Stop right there. I remember that. Now I'm gonna take it a step back.
He also said a decision maker.
Exactly. Listen, and I totally agree with you. I think that we're using different terms, right? But we all speak in the same language because me and BD, we talked about her pick and pop. We talked about her screening. We talked about her playmaking. So you're absolutely right. What the coach did say is absolutely right. Let's leave the rebounding out.
But let me just follow up on something you asked me though, KSAP, if I can.
Oh, go ahead.
And I know you know this, and Big Dog should know this as well as your other guests. From what I see with Angel, she'll give you whatever the coach wants. If you want her to rebound and play defense, she'll rebound and play defense. If you want her to be a high volume, low post scorer like she was at LSU, particularly her junior year, she'll do that. If you want her to play the wing and score 18 points a game, because remember, when she was a freshman at Maryland, she averaged 18 points a game before she had the injury. Then when she had the surgery, she came back and she averaged about 10. But then in her sophomore year, she averaged 18 again. Then she had the 23 at LSU because Kim Mulkey played her differently than the way Brenda Freese played her at Maryland.
Yep.
And then when they brought the All-Star team at LSU to Big Dog's argument, Angel willingly lowered her scoring in order to bring in Anissa Morrow and HVL. So she dropped from like 23 points a game to about 18.7 points a game. And I think her career average was 18.7 points a game. Otherwise, she'd probably average over 20 points a game for her career if they didn't come. But I think what people in the chat react to is we have enough of, and I'm not saying Big Dog is like this, or certainly you're not like this, KSAP. We have enough from the paid off media, the Clarkies, the paid off social media folks who just come and attack her and erroneously claim that she's not a good offensive player, because that's just a rap that they have. She's always been an offensive player her entire career. The only difference is she's so good at so many things that whatever you need her to do, she will do. So if you remember when Teaspoon had her, she had her playing the post, right, as a traditional back to the basket player. And then after that first 10 games last year in 2025, she played a completely different game than she played in her rookie season. And that's the thing, a lot of people who don't actually watch her or watch her career, watch the Sky, they're still thinking about them idiot videos from when she's doing back to the basket stuff, not realizing she's bringing the ball up the court. She's setting up the offense. She's directing traffic on offense. And as a matter of fact, I said this in the chat. I don't know if you heard. You know she's top 10 ISO players in the entire WNBA?
Yes.
Yeah, she's top 2 with forwards along with her and AT. And as you probably also know, she's traditionally, for her first 2 years, been one of the top fourth quarter scorers in the WNBA. So how can you be a top ISO scorer and a top fourth quarter scorer, and not be at least a good scorer on the WNBA level? Because one of the things she did last year, and I appreciate you letting me say this, KSAP, she always kind of laid in the cut. Because she's not a selfish player, as you guys say, she always wanted to get Camilla started, as an example, because she knew you need a good inside-outside game in order to win, which is one of the things we were also saying in the chat. You can't win a title by shooting three-pointers, because Atlanta can also shoot you out of the game. Let's be real, especially Ryan Howard, and especially Jordan Canada. So she always wanted to set up Camilla. I'm almost done, and then I'll answer your other question, KSAP.
No, I was about to say goodbye to KSAP. I got to run real quick.
Do your thing.
Let me back up in like a couple of minutes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
All right, take care, big dog. Yeah, so so despite the fact that she could have scored whenever she wanted to last year, she always knew she needed to set up Camilla and get her started, and didn't necessarily worry about herself. And if you remember KSAP, it was always around the third or fourth quarter. It almost seemed like she just said, screw it. And she'd start to bring the ball up more off rebounds. She'd start to drive. She'd start to kind of like take over these games. And if you remember, even in her rookie season, when Teaspoon, who knew how to read a game, if Kennedy was hot, she'd give the ball to Kennedy. If Angel was hot, she'd give the ball to Angel. And in that Indiana game, she scored what? 24, 25 points, scoring 24. Like 12 points in the fourth quarter. Right. Yep. Right. And because she was hot, and they were all on back to the basket moves, mainly on Alyssa Smith.
Was dogging her out, dogging Alyssa
right.
out.
She did something similar when Kennedy scored 33 against Seattle and Angel had 27, but she shot 2 3-pointers. So she was already making a transition to behind the arc as far as her placement. So I think what happens, KSAP, and I know you don't feel this way, obviously, but a lot of Angel Reese fans, when they hear stuff like that, they get jumpy. But they're like, well, wait a minute. Why are we putting limits on what she can do? Just so you know, KSAP, I agree with both of y'all. I think that obviously maybe we'll see something different on Sunday because they have 4 games of home practice. So we'll see. But generally speaking, it's going to take them 10 to 15 games.
Yeah, and that's where I judge them.
Right, to kind of figure things out. And I think the other thing, to answer your question, KSAP, a lot of us was freaking out, was that you can't win a championship by shooting jumpers. And a lot of people would argue that's why they got knocked out in the playoffs last year, because Bree wasn't used well enough. They were shooting too many jumpers.
Too many threes, too many jumpers, man. But hold that thought there, MSL. Man, I got Tone Loke in here, man. What's up, Tone Loke?
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on, man? I appreciate you for put me on the panel, man. I'm kind of new at this, but anyway, I think Angel right now, man, she's just laying the cut. She's building relationships. She's focusing on the defense. She's focusing on winning, and another thing too, because she do like feeding the post. I think once she build a better relationship with the teammates and the coach, she's gonna be more vocal about feeding Medina, because Medina is a beast. And I think she need more opportunities. And then like with offense, even though we're not shooting well, it looked better than what we did the first game. So I think Angel gonna be all right, man. She like I was the one in the chat. I go by Coach Flowers too. It's just all a matter. Yeah, no problem. It's just all a matter of time, man. Like she do have the biggest IQ on the team. She know how to. She won a champ. Yeah, she win championship. She uplift her teammates. She got leadership qualities. She's doing good right now. So like I said, it's all a matter of time. She's gonna be okay. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing, just to piggyback off of what both of y'all said, let me start with you, Coach Flowers. The thing about it is, I agree with you, and that's why I say I really don't jump the gun. I always got to give it time because you got to understand something. Angel Reese is with a whole new group this year. You got to figure out where your teammates want the ball. You got to figure out how they move and how they can feed off of each other. And the thing about Angel Reese, like you said about her IQ, she has probably one of the best IQs in basketball as far as these women. And it's going to take time for her to get settled in. And I think, the coach is trying to find that balance on, just like MSL said, this is piggybacking off of what MSL said, about using her versatility. How can we use Angel's versatility on the offensive end and not just focus on the rebounding? And I think that's what's going to take time because, like MSL said, if you look in this Dallas Wing game the other night, she was rebounding, bringing the ball up the court. She was pushing the pace, getting people involved. There was one, she got the rebound, she pushed it up, threw it to Jordan Canada. Jordan Canada threw it back to Alicia Gray for the splash down three. The ball was hopping. So things like that, putting her in a position where she can thrive. But like BD
and that's
said,
going to take time because you just can't come and take over like that.
Exactly. So, and that's why I'm piggybacking off of what Coach Flowers said, laying in the cut, finding out where her teammates are on the court, where they like the ball. How are we going to use this motion? How can we put a certain player in the action? Angel Reese can set picks. She can roll to the basket. She can slip out of these picks and roll to the basket and score. And if you look the other night, when I talked about the offensive rebound, everybody had this narrative that Angel gets her own offensive rebounds. Well, if you look at the Dallas Wing game, she didn't get none of her offensive rebounds because she was 4-8 from the field, 50%, and she was getting all the offensive rebounds off of the jumpers that y'all said that, you can't always shoot and rely on. And she was getting them rebounds and getting them putbacks, doing the too small and hyping up the Dallas Wings crowd.
Well, you know what's so funny about that though? They still, what they do now in Chicago, because they didn't respect the shooters, they just outright doubled and tripled. They just did a hard cut or a hard drop to her. Now they shade in her direction. They kind of stay in the middle, right? So like, for example, Jordan Canada is short. And Coach C, you may have seen this, but there were a couple of times when, let's say, an Angel fan would complain, Angel's open, she's open. But the problem is Jordan Canada is short. I forgot the player, but the one who forgot her name, but the one who won co-defensive player of the year. She's tall, right? She's 6'3", 6'4", Alana Smith. And then there's someone on the left. So she really didn't have a place to throw the ball because she's 5'6". So she ended up throwing it to Ryan Howard on the wing for her to shoot the three-point shot. So I agree. It's not necessarily that they're not trying to get her the ball. I just think some of it is situational, because if we believe what Smesco says, if we believe what Lish says, because remember that day they had the press conference, Lish said she's a bucket and Angel will be able to show all the things that she can do that they already know from Unrivaled, etc. And if you remember, Ryan Howard said if they're dumb enough to double Angel, then she's going to kick it out for us to hit the shot. So she was talking about that symbiosis, and that's all the stuff that we just see as fans. We're just saying, hey, it's going to be a three-headed monster, because you're not going to win a title by shooting 25, 53 pointers a game. That's just not going to happen.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that's the recipe for this. So she's a vital cog, and that's why they keep saying that they think she can put them over the hill. And I agree with you, KSAP. From the coach's standpoint, especially if they have a sophisticated offense or they got a lot of stuff going on and they shoot a lot of threes, you're correct. You got to find a way to implement Angel. And I could be wrong, KSAP. I could be wrong. But I think at some point this season, certainly next season, she's going to have the ball in her hand more at the middle of the court, at the top of the key than she does right now, because then you'll have more passing options. It may happen when Bree Jones comes back, or it may happen even before that. But when you heard the coach or the general manager talk about her IQ, her decision making, I think they realized that as good as Jordan Canada is at 5'6", she doesn't always see the whole court.
I got you. Hey, man, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
That is fair with Jordan Canada, short in stature. But that's why sometimes when they bring Pow Pow in the game, Pow Pow's handling the ball. She's making them decisions, right? But the thing about it is, I agree with what you said about Angel Reese, putting her in that mid post, right? But this is what's going to happen. This 10 to 12 games in, I guarantee that offense is going to look totally different. Because now you're going to get you're going to get a sample size on what her versatility brings to the Atlanta Dream. That's why I said she's made an immediate impact.
And she actually made some high post passes into the paint that scored, but because they didn't score 100 points, some of us don't pay attention to it. But she did do some of those, as she did in the Minnesota game as well. And most importantly, and because she wasn't always doing this with Chicago, when she got caught down low, particularly in her rookie season, she did it more in her second season. When she got smothered down low, she didn't always pass the ball out.
Exactly.
But yesterday, you saw times where she passed it out for assists, and she also dribbled it out. And then she set back up on the post. Jordan Canada got her the ball, and then she got the foul and hit the 2 free throws. So
she got more reliable shooters now. You know what I'm saying? When
you
got go ahead.
Go ahead,
Coach Myers.
And also one thing people fail to realize about Angel, she like to play bully ball down low. So she like to get the ball right up under the charge circle. Yep. Right. Now, once she get in the block, Lisa Leslie has been training her the footwork moves, but she's not completely confident with it yet. So what she do when she throw up her shot, and then she gonna catch the defender, off balance, and she's gonna go back and get that rebound. Yeah. She's gonna go back and get her own rebound. But once she get in a rhythm with the offense, I think her game on the block is gonna be even better. And then also. Yeah, also she's she can run the point. She can run the point. She's more like a 3, like a what they call it, the point 3.
A wing.
Almost like a Draymond Green type.
Yeah, like a Scottie Pippen.
Oh, you
type.
mean like a point forward, coach?
Yeah, point forward. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. Yeah,
like
she's more like
Pippen. Okay.
Yeah, she's more like a point forward, and I think she got a mindset of a guard, and she just grew as she's got older, but she still got that mindset of a guard.
She's still growing, coach.
Right. She's still growing. But then she just
forced over everybody.
Right. She was forced to play center because she was taller than everybody. Yeah. But once she get comfortable on that block, man, and then her team, she's gelling with her teammates, she's gonna be a problem for real, offensively and defensively.
That's what I said, man. Look, we're gonna revisit this. We're gonna recycle back 10 to 12 games in. We're gonna recycle back and see where they at, because you got to look at it, man. And the reason why I said she's showed immediate impact is because of the fact that you look at the other night's game, man, 77 to 72. That's defense. I know they was missing a lot of shots. I know, Atlanta was missing a lot of shots. But when it mattered most, they put the clamps down. And when you can fight your way through an offensive struggle, and you got dogs on the defensive end led by Angel Reese, and you can cut somebody's water off, that's a recipe for winning championships.
K-7.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, K-7.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but you made me think about something. And if we watched her in Chicago, everybody could attest to this. In her rookie season, speaking about the defense and the attention she got on offense, right? Whether it's because of the offensive rebounding or her just going to the basket hard and the strength that she has, as good as Kennedy Carter was, when Angel was not in the game in her rookie season, if you remember, everything usually fell apart for Chicago, even with Kennedy Carter in the game, because of what you're saying, that foundational defense and the ability to get so much attention on offense due to her rebounding ability, her offensive rebound ability, etc. It just opened up lanes, one for Kennedy Carter. And that's another thing I noticed. When she would come out the game, it would be harder for Carter to score, as good as Kennedy Carter is, because the lane just wouldn't be there for her like if Angel was there. But then when Angel was out the game, it just changed, whether it was her defense, whether it was her steals, whether it was her rebounding, whether it was her going to the basket hard. It just didn't look the same. And now and obviously that was like her second year, she just had more responsibilities. But now on this team, you're right, K-Sap, the defense, whether it's the same or better, I mean, you guys can comment on that. It's the foundation of the team because she's switching and clogging up the lane for all these guards that want to penetrate. So maybe last year in Atlanta, Bree or certainly BG couldn't cut off that lane or stop those guards. And now you just see her all over the court. I mean, it's just crazy, but she's still playing her man. It's not like she's leaving her man. And since we talked about it, I'm sure you did, KSAP, but that block that she did to end that game was crazy because she's looking at Olivia Miles and she's eyeing Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles said, okay, I want nothing to do with this girl. So she looks Angel off, made a great pass by looking her off. The pass gets to the other player. And I'm going to ask y'all what y'all think, but it looked like a video game to me. She just closed that gap so fast and then just exploded to block that girl's shot. And it's like it happened so fast on the Minnesota broadcast, they didn't even see it. The Atlanta broadcast saw it because
she got her fingertips on it. And the crazy thing about it is Angel Reese is so long. You know, she got long legs. She's long, right? So when you said that MSL, she got quick feet. Her recovery on that was crazy because, like you said, if you go back and dissect the play and look at it now that you brought it up, Olivia Miles, because when she went in there the first time, she
guarded two people, K-Sapple. It's like a layup drill.
Yeah, Alicia Gray got her, right? But when they got the ball back and she was coming, she was like, nah, I'm going right into Angel Reese. Let me look her off. Let me do my magic S pass. Let me shoot it over. And when she shot it over, you got to look at how Angel did a quick twitch on her body to get onto the left side to get up. Because normally if you blocking
and that's the other thing, KSAP, she was shaded to the left side of the paint. She was nowhere near that woman. I forgot her name, Hogg or something, that shot Hoff. H-O-F, Hoff.
Yeah.
She was nowhere near her.
Exactly. But you got to look at it. When you blocking a shot on that side, you normally want to block it with your left hand. She got over there and blocked it with her right.
Right.
And she was already cocking that right hand as she went over there so that way she was already ready to block the shot when she got there. She was actually cocking. She was cocked to block that shot when she got there.
Yep.
Yeah, and
what you were saying, Coach?
Yeah. And what people fail to understand, Ryan Howard, 6'2", played good defense. You got Alicia Gray, she's 6 foot, she's playing defense. You got Joe in Canada, she's playing defense. And then you got Angel clogging up the lanes. And then she can play the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 on defense. And then she know when she
come in the game.
Right. She know when to blitz. When they set a pick on Ryan, Alicia Gray, she know when to blitz, depending on what type of personality. Like if it's a shooter, she'll blitz. If it's not a shooter, she'll sit back. So her basketball IQ is so high on defense. It's also high on offense as well. So, like I said before, man, they got a defensive clinic going on. And when they play Dallas just have good guards. They was hitting a lot of contested shots. Not too many other teams don't hit those shots. Trust me.
Exactly. And I will say this. You got to look at the first game between the Indiana Fever and the Dallas Wing. How the Dallas
Wings scary, right?
Did anything that they wanted to the Indiana Fever. Shot their lights out. Odyssey Sims on fire. Paige Becker's on fire. Arike Umwale on fire, right? They put up 104 points, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Then you go and you play the Atlanta Dream. To the testament of what you just said, Coach. You play a team that you just broke down all these defensive players that really now want to get after it. Because last year, we really didn't see them get after it defensively. They had a lot of offensive firepower. They was winning games by their offensive firepower, right? So now you look at them playing against the Dallas Wings. They held the Dallas Wings to 72 points.
That was crazy.
And you tell me what you just, ran through about the defense of Alicia Gray, 6 foot, Jordan Canada, about 5'9", 5'10", Ryan Howard, 6'2", Angel Reese, Naz Hillman, and then you got Okot coming in the game. They are well connected. And Angel Reese is the head of that snake defensively. And that's what I'm saying. You lock in defensively, and then 107. Thanks for correcting me, BD. But you lock in defensively, and then the offensive firepower they got, and that's not even talking about Angel Reese, guys. That's not even talking about Angel Reese yet. You incorporate her in these 10 to 12 games and y'all get her the ball the way y'all want to see her get the ball. Man, it's scary times in Atlanta, man.
Now,
and think about this. I'm gonna be real quick. Think about this. We had like 19 turnovers that I think the first game,
yes, Minnesota,
and we still won. And then this last game, I don't know what percentage we shot. So we got horrible offense. Right, it's not as bad as
1 for 12 was 1 for 12 for 3-pointers in the first.
Right. So our offense is not even. Once our offense started gelling and we playing defense the way we playing, man, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem.
Man, they shooting 40% from the field, man. As a team, they shooting 40% from the field, man. They got to get that up. And like y'all said about all the 3-pointers that they shooting, they averaging 25.8% from 3-point range, y'all. That's concerning right there.
Yeah,
it is.
In 2 games, this is only in 2 games. You know how many 3-point attempts they are averaging a game? They're averaging 16 3-pointers a game.
Yeah, they gotta change.
Cut that down, man.
Yeah, but I think Angel will say something because I know Medina good for 16 points a game, man, if she get the opportunity. And also Angel, she good for like anywhere from 12 to 18 points a game. And that's not even shooting that much because she gonna get a lot of one-on-one opportunity. Then she like to bully people down low. But we looking good, man. Hopefully we can just gel together on offense, and then we should be all good.
Now to be fair to the Dream, since they've been getting a lot of criticism, KSAP, to be fair, I went back and looked at the first game and the second game, right? And in that first game, she had, obviously she could have easily shot 8 for 11 in that game. That would have been 22 points, right? If she would have hit all 6 of her free throws, or 20 points if she'd have hit 4 or 6. Right? And then you scored 12 points yesterday. So if you do the average, that would have been 17 and a half points, and nobody would have had a problem if she'd be averaging 17 and a half points by the second game. The other thing you notice is, and if you guys disagree, let me know. It's just something different than when she's on Chicago, because she just seems to have more space. Like, you don't, like with Chicago, there's a crowd and you really can't see everything, and you're just like, what's going on? But there's like always a scrum. It's not that it doesn't happen with Atlanta, but it seems that she's normally shooting with less of a crowd. Even if there's 2 people there, even if there's 3 people there, there just seems to be less of a crowd. But I think the number one complaint from the fans was you had guards like Odyssey Sims or Paige that she had pinned. And Angel's very strong. Once she seals you, you done. You're done, but you don't want to get a 3-second call. So eventually you gotta let go, and they miss some of those seals. And obviously, when you're shooting that many 3-pointers, you can't pass up a seal on a guard, because that's an instant foul or an instant basket. Because most of the time the guard's just gonna, push you or foul you, kind of like what, I don't remember the play it did, but the one where they knocked her so hard on her face that her contacts fell out, because she was right under the basket. So that's the easy stuff. That's the low-hanging fruit. Obviously, you would love to see her get involved with those cuts and those drops to the basket off the pick and roll, because it seems like everybody else, gets those rolls to the basket, kind of like what Phoenix does and teams like that. It's different for Angel because obviously Tyler Marsh didn't play like that. Or maybe he did, but Angel was her own thing and she could do whatever she wanted. And those are things that they're going to have to work out, because unlike the other players on the team, and I'm almost done, Coach. Unlike the other players on the team, Angel, as you said, Coach, sees the court not only panoramically, but she also sees it forward and backwards. So she can actually process and think when she's out there, both offensively and defensively. So kind of like probably what they're doing with Olivia Miles, the coach just may say, hey, you know what, Angel, you do you, but everybody else will do this. But obviously that's not going to happen today. That's not going to happen tomorrow. That's something you have to earn, especially with Jordan Canada there, because you don't want her to feel that she's being unjustly, her role is being reduced. So that's a tricky situation. But like you said, KSAP, it's something that either needs to be slowly integrated, or if the team goes on a terrible losing streak or loses by 50 to Las Vegas or something, who knows? But other than that,
on Sunday,
it's not going to happen right away.
Yeah, and before we get up out of here, I want to say this, because you said something very interesting, MSL, because you talking about the free throws. Angel got to control what she can control. When she gets to that foul line, she got to start hitting her foul shot. Yeah, she was 4-4 the other night, but the first game, like you said,
3 for 6.
Yeah, them points can add up. You know what I'm saying? So if she's getting to the foul line at least 8 to 10 times a game, I need you to be an 80% free throw shooter. I need you to knock down them free throws, and that's going to add to it, man. But man, I appreciate you guys for joining the panel, MSL. Man, I appreciate you coming in. For everybody that's in the chat, man, go over to the Players Club right now. They calling the game. They're calling the Dallas Wing game. So y'all go filter their chat. Y'all get over there and support them, man. But Coach Flowers, man, I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate the love and support. Appreciate you coming up on the panel. Anytime, I go live and I open up the panel, man, you're more than welcome to come up on the panel. You too, MSL, but this is the first time that I've came back live talking to WNBA. Everybody been calling for me, man. KSAP, where you at, man?
And we didn't even get a chance to talk about Clark.
Yeah.
I know you did.
Yeah. But we'll get back to it, man. But I want to give people the opportunity to go over there with the Players Club and chop it up with them, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. But look, I'm back. This is how we started. This is how we got everything started. And there's more to come, man. So I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate all my moderators in the building. Appreciate all love and support in the chat. And like I said, this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, KSAP. We're going to catch you on the next one.
Thank you,
All right. Appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.